Welcome to the Honest Health Podcast with your host, Jeffrey Burke. Honest Health brings you the brightest minds in the natural products industry, as well as athletes and entertainers. Jeff will keep you entertained and informed while educating on how to be successful on your healthy journeys. Now, here's your host, Jeffrey Burke.
Hello and welcome back to the Honest Health Podcast. My name is Jeffrey Burke. I'm so glad you're here today. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. I'm bringing you the best of the best minds in the industry, and coming up before you know it, wonderful figures, entertainers, as well as professional athletes and some other really fun people coming on. So definitely it will be intriguing and entertaining. There's always good information. If you could take away one great point from every podcast, I know I've done my job. Remember to go to my webpage, drjeffreyburke.com. Once you're there, tap on the Honest Health Podcast. It'll take you to Spotify for the audio version. You can also tap on the YouTube logo. It'll take you so you can watch the actual interviews. And make it easy. When you go to drjeffreyburke.com, save it to your home screen. Then all you have to do is tap, and you never have to look more than one place for the great podcast. Today, we're going to be doing something fun. Back in June, I started my Retailer of the Month salute, if you will. After 40 some odd years in the industry and traveling all over the country, I get to see these amazing companies that have worked so hard for so long, amazing employees, great stores, great stories, and I want to salute one every single month. So for July, I'm going to fill you in on who I'm saluting this month, and I've got a wonderful guest here to chat with you. So the Healthy Edge Retail Group is a combination of three banner of natural product stores that are located in Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Florida. Two of the three banners, Akin's Natural Foods, that have 4 locations in Oklahoma and Arkansas, and Chamberlain's Natural Foods, 5 locations in Florida, both opening in 1935, and have been serving customers in their respective areas for almost 90 years. The third banner, Earth Origins Market, 5 stores in Florida, was built over the years by the combination of various independent retail locations coming together to form the banner. Now, the Healthy Edge Retail Group stores work hard to become a source of knowledge for all things natural and organic for their customers, and have full offerings of products from certified organic produce to supplements, personal care, grocery, and some stores even have a nice selection of grab-and-go deli options. We believe in having some of the most educated and well-informed team members, and they will tell you how proud they are of them. So they can assist the customers with whatever they're looking for. They strive every day to make sure that they are doing all the right things and in the right ways, and making sure that they are building relationships with their customers. They will not allow artificial ingredients on their shelves. So the ingredients such as artificial colors, preservatives, flavors will never be allowed in their stores. They read the labels so the customers can feel confident in purchasing decisions in their stores. Now, my guest today is Jeff Shackelford. You're going to really enjoy this. Jeff started in the natural products industry back in 1998 when he took what he thought was going to be a college summer job working for Akin's Natural Foods. At that time, the chain was owned by the Hinkefin family and had 5 locations. After a few years, he became the store manager at the headquarters location in Tulsa, Oklahoma. When the chain was sold to Food for Health Distributing, he had the opportunity to move to Florida to run another banner they had also acquired, Chamberlain's Market and Cafe, as the chain's operation manager. He returned to Tulsa when the opportunity presented itself to become the director of purchasing for the company. In 2020, Jeff was promoted to vice president of purchasing for the Healthy Edge Retail Group, which now operates 3 banners of health food stores, Akin's, Chamberlain's, and Earth Origins Market. Jeff resides in Oklahoma with his wife, Emily, his kids, Lauren, Jaden, and Rhett. Help me welcome my guest. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for being here today, and thank you for taking the time out of your day to be here. I'm really proud to have you guys be my August, correcting myself, August Retailer of the Month. You guys work so hard. I've been able to come down there and do lectures and meet everybody, and I've done consumer lectures, I've done Zooms, I've done radio shows with your people and your customers. You have a great organization.
Well, thank you. We appreciate the acknowledgement, and we love having you in the stores. The store staff loves being able to pick your brain about the great products that we have at the store.
Well, let me ask you a question. We've seen a lot of things. You've been around for a while. I've definitely been around for a while. What's the biggest change that you've seen in the retail store sector since you started back in 1998?
Oh, what really two things. First, the supernaturals. They, when I started with the companies, Whole Foods and Wild Oats were kind of the supernaturals back then, and there wasn't a Sprouts or Vitamin Cottage was around, but it was not as big as it was. So the truly national natural product stores just simply didn't exist. And then being able to buy everything online, that's the challenge that all of us are facing, and trying to figure out how to serve customers and educate them on the quality of the products that we have on our shelves. Not just what they can buy online, and being able to be that source of knowledge about whatever they have, questions about the products and why this ingredient's in it or not, and help them make the best purchasing decision possible. So.
The thing that I've noticed, of course, I travel to so many stores all over the country, but every time I've been in your stores, whether it's Arkansas, Oklahoma, or even down into Florida, I've been at all of them. And the thing that I notice is the quality of the passion in your employees. And I think that that's really, really great. They don't just wave people to a section, they go there, they answer questions, they create a conversation, they make customers feel so welcome that they don't mind opening up and, really asking questions. Because, I really think that the pandemic has actually allowed more people to want to come back to the stores because they have questions, they were scared, and they need answers, and they want that conversational camaraderie back again. And your stores are so good at that. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no, thank you. We take a lot of pride in that, and we're very lucky as a company. We have lots of team members that have been with us 10 years plus, 20 years plus, a pretty good handful of people that are pushing 30 years plus now.
Wow.
And, and they stick with us, and they're an integral part of our company because they're the face that our customer sees when they come into the stores. They're the ones that they're building a relationship, and they're continually expanding their knowledge base of the natural products industry and everything. So we take a lot of pride in customer service and building the relationship with that customer that comes in, so that we do know them by their first name, and we do know what products they buy, and we know what's going on with their families, and and we can have that conversation when they come into the store to say, hey, last time you were in, you mentioned you were having some trouble sleeping. We got this new product, and it's got XYZ in it. And, have you tried it yet? And and just have those open conversations to make sure that they're getting the best possible product. To be able to live their best possible life.
Well, and kudos for that. And, to many of your points there, I think that that's what sets, many of the stores around the country apart. We've got great retailers around the country.
Yeah.
We really do. We've got independent, longtime mom and pops. We've got small chains, medium chains. We've got larger chains. We've got people that just love what they do. And I really think that, I never ever thought when I first started way in 1980, 81, I ever thought that this would be just like you. I thought it would be just something interesting and fun to do. I didn't think I would have this much passion. And I remember getting the microphone handed to me in 1981, and I just never gave it back. So, the podcast is a new platform for me. I was on the air for 42 years. Mm-hmm. And made a lot of amazing relationships. And now, of course, I'm guilting them all to come over and do my podcast. So guilt is powerful. And but I've also been able to create just some amazing relationships with retailers and people in the stores. And to your company's benefit as well, going to give kudos to Christina Winkler. I love working with her. She is awesome. And I've done a lot of events and things with her, and she's amazingly organized and passionate as well. So send out good thoughts to her as well. But your people at the stores, they're fantastic. Every time I go to a store, they make me feel welcome, and and I'll tell you, that's what it's all about. I mean, they don't have to go out of their way to make me feel that welcome, but they do.
Yeah,
And I watch them with customers because I watch how people interact. And, they may be they'll be standing working on something. They will stop what they're doing and go wait on customers. And I got to tell you, that's what it's all about.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, taking care of those customers is the most important thing that we do every day. And, nothing gets in front of it. There's a lot of things that have to happen to run a retail store, much less 15 of them. But taking care of that customer that walks in your front door with questions or looking for a particular product or an ingredient, that there's nothing more important than that, what we do every day.
Now, let me ask you a question. How's your demographics at your store? Do you cover a lot of different or do you focus on one area, or is a little bit of everything?
We really try to be the natural product store for everybody. We have stores, Oklahoma, Arkansas is a completely different demographic than Florida. And
true.
We have stores in Florida that, you drive between 2 or 3 stores that may be, 15, 20 minutes apart, and you're serving a completely different customer. And, we try to really, every store understand the market that we're going into. Our newest store that we just opened in June is in Lakewood Ranch, Florida, and it's an exploding community. It's not even its own little town, but we had an opportunity to go in, and that store couldn't be more different than, say, our Chamberlain's in Kissimmee, Florida. And so we really try to serve everybody that comes in, but we do try to focus on the individual markets that we're in. And we have a core set of products that we carry in every single one of our stores, but we do understand that Kissimmee, for example, is a very heavy Hispanic shopper in that store. And a lot of our customers that come in, they speak very little English. So anything that we can do bilingual in that store, it's a no-brainer, because all of our team members in that store have to be bilingual to be able to take care of the customer. And, so we really look at each market, and our store managers and department managers and store team members, they're in constant communication with us about what can we provide to them from the offices to be able to allow them to do their job a little better, take care of that customer a little better, whether it's bilingual shelf signage, whether it's in-store training, education, whatever it might be. We really try to take care of every customer who walks through the door, whether they've been a natural products user for decades, or if this is the first day that they've ever stepped foot in a natural products store. So.
Well, let me ask you a question. Another reason that I'm doing this is not only recognizing you guys for what you do, for the wonderful people that get to come in, and for the community in general, and of course what you do above and beyond in your organizations that you are on board of directors with as well. I want other stores that maybe are tuning into this and thinking, what are they doing that's making them so successful? So what are some things that you do that you think have really added to the success of this wonderful organization?
Most importantly is education. Our industry is changing constantly. There's new products, new brands. Mm-hmm. There's all types of new studies coming out all the time about particular ingredients, vitamins, minerals, herbs, foods that you can eat, different diets. So you have to be willing to educate your staff, and there's a million ways a retailer can do that. Mm-hmm. As we love having you in the stores and doing the aisle trainings and the consumer lectures and everything. But we also, Christina, my supplement category manager, she, every other week we have a posting out there where our store team members can jump on a webinar and learn something. A lot of times that'll get them a free product so that they can try it. They're not just learning, they get to also try it. We bring in guest speakers. We send people to various different trainings across the country. we encourage that constant learning. We're constantly looking at ways that we can get more knowledge to our store staffs, and being able to answer those questions, whether it be live one-on-one in store or sending somebody somewhere. We have an annual little trade show that we put on that we bring our top people in for, and it's 2 days of very long days, but lots of great education, a lot of great information, and the team members that get to go to that every year, they go back supercharged
Yep.
and spread the knowledge with everybody else in their store. So education is most important, or it has been for why we've been successful. So.
And I've been there. I've been to the 2-day show, and
Yep.
it's me as well as you. We lose our voices.
Yep.
And I know last year you were struggling,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was holding on to what little voice you had.
Yep.
But I mean, it was wonderful, and I call it like a speed dating because they go
Yep.
table to table. We get to spend time with them, answer questions they've had, give them tools and bullets to work with. Because it was funny. I had somebody had said something to me one day, and they're in a big company, and I think they learned everything they needed to know about 30 years ago, and they've been doing the same thing since then. And he goes, "I just don't understand why it's such a big deal working in a vitamin store." And I'm like, "Really?" I said, "You know that there are thousands of products in a
Yep.
vitamin store, and you not only have to know what they are, what they can do, but who may use them, who shouldn't use them, when they should be taken, what they should not be used with, and also be able to have a conversation and an understanding about the blends and the combinations of all these." I said, "Really?" And they were
Yep.
just kind of like quiet, eyes open, deer in the headlights. And I'm just like, there is so much to learn. And every time you think you know it, because I've done this, and you think you're cocky and you know it all, guess what? You don't. You
Yep.
got to relearn because things are continually being changed, which is good because
Yeah.
they're kind of updating our industry all the time to make things better.
Yeah. No, it's
So,
great.
well, let me ask you, this is a question I want to have for you guys. Is there a way or something you do with your employees to maybe keep them in such a happy, good mood? I mean, because, they say people leave companies not for the company, but for management that is not any
Yep.
good.
Yep.
And I think I've met your managers, I've met all the levels, and I can't find anything wrong with anybody. They're just wonderful.
Thank you.
And so I think that that's part of it. Maybe they're just really happy.
I mean, we all have a servant's leadership. I mean, we all, including myself, I started, with Akin stocking grocery shelves. So I've been in everybody's shoes that has been in our company. And, from our top guy all the way to the newest employee, there's nothing any of us won't do. If there's a spill on the juice aisle, you're going to see our store manager with the mop, our regional manager with the towels, cleaning it up and making sure, it doesn't matter what it is. We're there to help. And we do a lot of things side by side with our stores. I think it's one thing that makes us a little different than a lot of the bigger companies out there is when we walk into a store, it's not a, hey, what are you doing wrong? Hey, I caught you doing this. It's walking the aisles with them and asking them, hey, what's going on here? I see some out of stocks. Are you having problems? Can I do something to help you with this? Oh, you are okay. You already dealt with it. Okay, good. If there's anything I can do to help you, and you really have to approach it that way. And it's great because there's people in the company that, Roger Clark, for example, he works at our Akin's Bixby store. I hired him when I was a store manager almost 20 years ago. And every time I go to Bixby, I walk over to the supplement department and I stand and talk to Roger for, 15, 20 minutes, and we catch up on what's going on with our families. And he always asks me about my kids and how they're growing and everything. And it's just that opportunity for us to catch up outside of work, real quick and make sure everything's going all right. And all of our store staff know that, anybody in our company, they're welcome to call at any given time, with suggestions, comments. What can we do better? We're here to take care of them. So,
So let me ask you a question. This is just something I personally am interested in. You have three different groupings of stores under
yep.
three different names, but all under the umbrella.
Mhm.
Is it something that you strategically did because people are used to the names, or you haven't changed the names to one of them only?
Yeah, no. Akin's Natural Foods and Chamberlain's Natural Foods both, have been around since 1935. So, a customer in Oklahoma has no idea what a Chamberlain's is, and a
Got
customer
it.
in Florida has no idea what an Akin's is. So we've definitely, as we've grown, we've made the decision to keep the names for the regions. Earth Origins is a little different story. They were a bunch of independent retailers that were acquired by UNFI over the years. And
Mhm.
when UNFI went through their merger, they decided to divest the natural product stores, and we had an opportunity to come in. So they'd already made the name change to Earth Origins, so we just stuck with it. Uh, we have had one Earth Origins in Lake Mary, Florida, that we did make the decision to change it to a Chamberlain's, and that had more to do with marketing than anything, because when you run print ads and radio ads and whatnot in Orlando, Florida, for Chamberlain's, nobody knows that the Earth Origins is part of the Chamberlain's family. So when we did the store remodel there a couple years ago, we made the decision to go ahead and convert that one to a Chamberlain's.
Mhm.
It was actually an outlet store for the Earth Origins banner back when UNFI owned it. So, but yeah, it's the only one that we looked at, and it made sense to actually change the banner name. Customers in Port Charlotte, Florida, they know Earth Origins.
Yep.
They don't. Chamberlain's has historically been around Central Florida. Our newest store in Lakewood Ranch is the farthest south store we have in the Chamberlain's banner, and we're having to kind of educate customers in that market. Hey, this is what Chamberlain's is, and so it's a little extra work, but it was something that it made sense to put it in as a Chamberlain's. With the knowledge of the supplements and everything that we were putting into that store, to have that backing of a store that's been around for 90 years, or a banner that's been around for 90 years.
That's what I thought. And I agree. No, it's not broken, don't fix it. I mean, it
Yeah.
just makes real, and familiarity is really,
Yep.
really important, because how we are. We're all creatures of habit, and we
Yep.
all hate change.
Yep.
So we want to make sure that we're going where we're used to going, and it's there when we go there.
Yep.
So another question for you. What are your feelings on the industry? In the natural products industry, a lot of changes, whether it's formulations, new discoveries, or new delivery systems. What do you see, going on with the natural products industry? Because you're working out of the industry as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it's our industry's going through a lot of change,
Mm-hmm.
and I expect quite a bit more over the next couple of years. Mainly with the big conglomerates coming in and buying the staple brands that have been around. But that happens. I mean, these are really good companies, and they wouldn't be buying them if they didn't think that they were an asset to own. But um, I'm excited for development of new brands. I think customers like to see the innovation. The regenerative agriculture is going to continue to grow and get knowledge behind it and what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's going to be a big push into the future. But it'll be really interesting to see how these new brands can launch in the industry, like a mature industry, because it's not easy to get onto a shelf and then to get it into a customer's basket. So it requires a lot of education. It requires the right marketing to make sure that the customer understands why they're buying something, and maybe why they're switching from their favorite brand that they've used for 5 years. But I continue to see growth. I think we're going to continue to see um, the mass market retailers get into our industry. We're no longer a little bitty industry anymore. So the big guys are going to want their piece, and that I think that's completely fine, because that just turns more customers into our industry. And if you get, if they go into Walmart and Target and buy an organic tortilla chip and like it, those guys are only going to carry a small selection of products, and that customer is going to say, hey, I really like that, chip and dip that I had. I wonder if there's more stuff. And they'll start, surfing the web and looking around and say, hey, there's a health food store here. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to see what they have. And that's where natural products retailers, that's their opportunity. Once they walk in the door, you got to take care of them. You got to make sure that they understand what makes you different and why they should take the time to come in. And if they're looking for something specific, make sure your staff is knowledgeable. And if they don't know, they know who they can go ask and get that customer an answer. Whether or not you can carry the specific product is only half the battle. It's making sure that the customer knows that you value their coming in and using their time to come into your store, and you're going to do everything you can to take care of it.
And that just says a lot as well, because there is a lot of crossover where there wasn't for such a long time, and there really is today. And and the thing is, you did mention earlier about different diets. People bounce around a lot, because we have no patience. So
Yep.
you can find somebody doing gluten-free one week, intermittent fasting the next week, Mediterranean the next week, Atkins the next week. So people are constantly being able to kind of move around a little bit. But what has been great is that they have places like your stores where they can go in and get the information they need and get the ingredients and the things that they need to be able to give it a try, because not everybody fits in the same box.
No.
And everybody, I have people that are in families where one of them is on intermittent fasting and the other one is on like a Mediterranean diet. So they know they have to do their thing for their body to get the best results. And you can't make everybody do the same thing. So versatility is really happening. And I'm loving the discoveries that are out there now, the things that we thought were cemented in cement years ago. Boy, that's been changed. There's varieties. I actually was talking to someone in one of your stores when I was down there, and we were talking about, to your point, chips. And I said, do you remember, she was doing inventory, and I said, do you remember when there was like 3 chips, natural chips? And she goes, I know, there's like 300 now.
Yep.
And I said, I know. I said, I don't even know how to decide anymore. I stand there, my neck is sore from going left to right and going up and down looking. She said, there's just a lot of variety today, and there's something for everyone. And I think that was the best point of the conversation.
Oh yeah. No, it's really amazing, the new products that we've seen come out over the last, 10 years plus. I tell everybody, 10 years ago, when you were almost cursed when you were put on a gluten-free diet, because a lot of the products just back then just did not taste good, and it was something that you had to do, but you didn't enjoy it. And I tell people all the time, I was like, there's some of the products we carry in our stores I prefer over even a mass market product. I think it tastes better. It is gluten free, and I was like, I'd like to indulge. I like to have a sweet every now and then and everything. And some of this stuff is really good. So you almost get the benefit of being gluten free, without even really needing it. So
no guilt.
Yeah, no guilt.
Yeah, well, we'll take the no guilt sweets and treats.
Yeah.
Those are wonderful. Where do you see your organization going over the next couple of years?
Well, the last couple of years we've really reinvested in our company. As we acquired Earth Origins, we went through and did a lot of updates throughout those stores. Our St. Pete store did a complete remodel. It's just a different store now.
It's absolutely beautiful. To that point, it's beautiful.
Yeah, we're really happy with that. We're looking to grow. We would love to have the right opportunities, but we want to make sure they are the right opportunities. We don't want to just put a store anywhere. We want to make sure we're able to be part of the community. We want to be a benefit to the community of being there. So we're going to continue to keep our head down and our nose to the grindstone and find ways to take care of our customers, be aggressive on pricing, be cutting edge on new products. I'm very lucky, my team, that they're constantly out there looking at the new stuff, and we try to be first to market whenever we can. And continue to develop our staffs in the stores so that they are the most knowledgeable out there. But I think everybody in our company is excited about where the future is. The Lakewood Ranch store was a great opportunity for us, and we put a lot of work into it. And it really is a hybrid between a traditional Chamberlain store, which is a true natural product store, and maybe an Earth Origins that has a lot more food service, deli, bakery type offerings in it. It hit the ground running mid-June, and it just continues to exceed all of our expectations and everything. So we're continuing to focus on getting that one to where it needs to be. But also, last week, me and my team was, all of our Akin stores, and, going and working in those stores to say, hey, how can we do something better than those? So we're just going to continue the path that we've been on and look for ways that we can serve customers better and be that industry staple that everybody's directs their friends and family to.
So let me close with this. First of all, thank you so much for everything you guys have done in the industry for such a long time. And my thank you to you is just a little bit of a thank you from, I'm sure, all the people that have frequented your stores over the years and that will frequent them moving forward. I ask all my guests every time they're on to leave us with a thought for the day. Now, it can be anything you want to leave us with, but maybe just a thought that might make people have an aha moment.
Okay. I think the most important thing is never stop learning. Be willing to learn new ways to do things that you do every day, and be open to suggestions. Not every suggestion is going to be home run, but every now and then they will. And it's something I really try to live by every day. I try to teach my kids that, hey, just because you've done something one way does not mean it's the best way. And so be open and listening to other people's suggestions, comments, and try to take care of each other. That's why we're all here, and we don't always have to all agree, but we're here to take care of each other, and hopefully at the end of the day, it allows us all to be happier, healthier, and live more exciting lives.
Thank you. I want to thank you so much. Jeff Shackelford, my guest today,
Thank
representing this wonderful organization of these great stores. Remember the three different groups of stores: Akin's, Earth Origins, and Chamberlain's.
Yep.
So if you're in those areas, make sure that you are stopping by and saying hello and letting them know how thankful we are for what they do. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. It is the Honest Health Podcast. My name is Jeffrey Burke. Make sure you tune in frequently. Bring your friends, bring your enemies, bring everybody, so they can all tune in and everybody can, start that process to get healthy, be healthy, and stay healthy. Remember, go to my webpage, drjeffreyburke.com. Tap on the Honest Health logo. It'll take you to Spotify for the audio versions of the podcast, or tap on the YouTube logo and you can actually watch the actual interview there. I really thank you all for being here today. Jeff, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you.
Have
Dr.
a wonderful
Burke.
day. You guys, enjoy this. Make sure you go visit these stores. Once again, they are my August retailer of the month with good reason, because they know what to do. They know what they needed to do, and they've done it beautifully. Visit these stores. They're absolutely spectacular. Have a great day. God bless.
Stay tuned for more information from the Honest Health Podcast with Jeffrey Burke. And make sure to check back often for interviews and conversations from the guests we all want to hear from. I'm John the Announcer. Thanks for listening.